In Delta Airlines' early years, Boeing was among the first aircraft manufacturers to supply the airline with jetliners, with the first Boeing 747 delivered in 1970. However, over time, Delta has seen a growing predominance of Airbus aircraft in its fleet, signaling a gradual shift away from Boeing. Compatibility with the existing fleet and the suitability of specific aircraft models for Delta's operations were key factors in this change. However, a deeper analysis of the company's history reveals that strategic decisions made over a decade ago have been crucial to Delta's success, helping it avoid potential crises that only became apparent in hindsight. One particularly advantageous strategic move was the order of the Boeing 737 MAX years after its competitors. In this episode, we will delve into these historical decisions and the prudent strategy adopted by Delta Airlines. If you've ever noticed, the term prudent has often appeared in Delta Airlines' public statements. For example, in 2014, Delta announced the acquisition of 25 Airbus A350-900 and 25 A330neo, emphasizing its focus on prudent and cost-effective investments in the fleet. In 2015, the airline's president, Ed Bastian, described the operation of Airbus A330-300s as a move that reflected the ongoing strategy of making prudent investments to enhance customer experience and operational reliability. When Delta canceled its order for Boeing 787s in 2016, a legacy from the merger with Northwest, an executive remarked that this decision aligned with Delta's strategy to prudently meet its wide-body aircraft needs. In 2022, Bastian commented on the company's significant order of 737 MAX 10s, stating that these new aircraft offered superior operating economics and network flexibility, mirroring their cautious approach to capital deployment. These statements suggest that a prudent approach has been a long-standing strategy for Delta Airlines. This tactic was explicitly outlined by former Delta CEO Richard Anderson in a 2013 interview, where Skift published an article titled "Delta is in no rush to buy new planes. CEO says let other airlines test them," largely derived from an interview with Reuters. The article highlighted Anderson's decision to steer clear of the latest aircraft models from Boeing and Airbus while other airlines were eager to secure orders for the 737 MAX and Airbus A320neo. Anderson, who led Delta from 2007 to 2016, expressed his preference to wait until initial problems had been resolved before purchasing new aircraft. Anderson's approach was described as risk-averse in the interview. When the 737 MAX was introduced, Anderson commented on the potential acquisition of the aircraft, preferring to observe its performance in other fleets before committing to an order. Retrospectively, the analysis of Delta's strategic patience reveals its wisdom, especially in light of the subsequent 737 MAX crises, where the MCOS system was implicated in 2 fatal accidents, leading to a global grounding of the fleet. Delta's decision not to operate the 737 MAX spared it from the operational and financial repercussions that affected its competitors. Delta also exercised caution with its order for the Boeing 787, a legacy from the merger with Northwest Airlines. The 787's early years were marked by technical issues, particularly with lithium-ion batteries, which led to thermal runaway events. Ultimately, Delta chose to cancel this order, favoring a fleet that heavily favored Airbus widebodies. This decision reflected Delta's broader strategy of prioritizing aircraft types that align with its operational needs and existing fleet. Currently, Delta has an order for 100 MAX 10s and is awaiting 200 new Airbus aircraft, including 76 A220-300s, 101 A321neos, 12 A330-300s, 16 A350-900s, and 20 A350-1000s. While it is possible that Delta may require additional Boeing jets to update its older fleet, including models like the 757 and 767, the long-standing partnership with Airbus makes a transition to more Airbus aircraft a concrete possibility. Delta has shown a preference for the economic benefits of stretched aircraft variants introduced later in production cycles, as evidenced by the delayed adoption of the Boeing 737-900ER and the Airbus A321neo, as well as the decision to bypass the A319neo and A320neo in favor of a significant order for 100 Boeing 737 MAX 10s. Despite its historical prudence, Delta has occasionally deviated from this path, as demonstrated by its early interest in the Bombardier C series, now known as the Airbus A220. Although it initially encountered problems with the Pratt & Whitney PW1500G engines, Delta managed these challenges more effectively than some counterparts. The early adoption of the Airbus A350 was also largely successful. In conclusion, while Delta has shown a preference for patience and operating older models, it remains to be seen how much of Anderson's conservative strategy will be maintained by current CEO Ed Bastian. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to Aviator Insights. See you next time.